welcome back. This is part 2 of the layered flower that we had learned in the last video. If you missed that, go back and check it out. It's a quick video and it shows how to break down that flower that I just showed and make it easy for you to paint. So in this one, I'm just going to take that same flower and just build a composition, or make a proper painting out of it instead of just those random flowers floating. So if you do not already own a watercolor pencil, I would suggest purchasing one. You can get them online or go to your local art supply store, but they're really helpful, and they just make it easy for you to kind of view your painting before it's done, or like it's easier than staring at a blank page and trying to figure out like what to do, right? So like in my mind, I know what I'm thinking of. Like it would be helpful if things were down on paper. So what I do is I don't actually draw the flower. I just kind of outline a light shape of the flower. I don't think you can see, there you go, you can see it on camera, right? So, and that just makes it easier. I don't have to imagine. Okay, so I just did 3 like wobbly shapes, and that's kind of like where my flowers are going to be placed. And I want them facing out. So that way, and then that way. Okay, so, and because it's a watercolor pencil, it's going to, the lines will go away once it gets comes in contact with the water. So this one is facing that way, and so the same technique as part 1, right? So my first, and so now I know the bottom of the flower is going to be here, so I'm not painting my first petal here. I'm leaving space for the center, and I'm painting my petal up here. Does that make sense? Right? I wouldn't paint my first petal down here because that's interfering with these 2 circles. This is my first circle. My center is right here. I can even go ahead and draw that in if that's helpful. Okay. Here's my first petal. So I want it pretty tall. Okay. My second, and notice how I turned my page a bit, like it's just easier for my wrist, and that's what I'm going to do. This curve. Okay, now the bottom half of the flower. Sorry, 7 o'clock. I think I'm like dipping into a different color each time I dip into my palette. I don't know what is going on, but 5 and 7, right? I want to actually make my first petal a little bigger, this one. And like I said, because it's wet, because I'm using good paper, not the best, but good paper, I'm able to go and change it while it's wet. Okay, and then filling up these gaps, supporting flowers. At this point, it looks nothing like what I taught in the first part of this, but that's okay. Somewhat, it looks somewhat like the same flower. Okay, and I'm not gonna fret over it looking a little different. That's okay. All right, that's the first one done. Here comes the second one, and oh, I want to think about angles, right? So this one is like, say, pointing at 2 o'clock. I think I want this not at 12, maybe at 11. I was thinking at 10 o'clock initially, but I realized, I don't want them all kind of just pointing out in 3 different directions. I mean, I do, but not at such sharp angles. So I think I'm going to point this at 11 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock. Okay, so it's It's all up to the first petal to decide that for me. Again, I'm gonna go back in with my pencil, and like if this was the center, that I'm gonna leave blank, right? So here comes the first one. Oh, I was trying to figure out what this line is that keeps forming here. It's the wax from the, well, not the wax. I guess there's a little bit of wax in the pencil. I don't know. Who knows? Okay. That's supporting. Next one. Okay, and then my 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock. 5 o'clock. I kind of like that there's a little gap over there. Okay, and quickly, if you notice, like there's a darker portion here and then a lighter portion. I did redip in paint, which I told you guys not to, but I'm not mad. Like, I think that looks really nice. So if you do it, that's fine. It's just that I won't be able to add more layers to this part, right? Because it'll be so much darker, but that's okay. Like the entire flower is not that shade, so I will be fine. That concentration, so I will be fine. Okay, I'm gonna paint the third one, and I think I want this maybe at this angle, not a complete 6 o'clock, but at like a 5 o'clock, pointing 5 o'clock. So I'm gonna go ahead and just turn the page. Right? Make it easy for myself. So again, I'm painting at 11 o'clock now instead of the 12 o'clock. And I'm sure I'm confusing everybody, but you'll see. You'll see what I'm trying to say. So again, my center point is gonna face that way. And going in with the first petal. Wanted to make that one a little taller, but yay, I think that one looks most like, well, and the second one kind of looks like what we worked on in the first video. Just the first one is bugging me, I think, but I'm just gonna ignore it for now, and hopefully the other details will save it. Okay, so we're done with that, and if you can see, there are some watercolor pencil marks that I didn't get to, right? I just did not paint there. That's okay, I'm gonna leave it for now, because I might just be covering it with leaves anyways, right? So I'm gonna leave that. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the petal or flower number 1. It's still wet. If you're painting along, go ahead and pause the video and then wait until all of this has dried and you can come back to it. But I'm just gonna continue. Okay, so same thing, I'm just getting my yellow. And just dab, dab, dab. I don't need to paint a circle. I'm just filling up the gap. Okay, this one. And third one. Just make sure yellow is not super watery, or else it will just bleed everywhere. You want to kind of have it just a little bit not so wet. Okay. Rinsing my brush out and going back with the red. Okay, this time I'm going to size down. I didn't size down when I was practicing. This is size 4. The other brush I was using with this was a size 8. And I'm going to go back to the red. Okay, so thin strokes curving upward, some shorter, some longer. And I'm going to try to curve them. I'm trying. That's all that matters. And then stop. Now do them the other way. I had redipped my brush. Ooh, that's super thick. That's okay. Okay, that's enough for that. And then I'm going to outline, broken outline. Oh, that was way too wet to work with, and so is that. Okay, so let's just add the thicker, broader strokes in this one, and you may have to go back in and just cover some of the thin ones that you placed. That's okay. How about? No, I actually don't like that. I'm gonna rinse. And once you rinse your brush out, dry it off. Just wipe it on your paper towel. That kind of makes it act like a sponge when you introduce it to that wet stroke again. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this a little bit. I may just stop with just these two thicker strokes on those sides. Okay. So you'll notice a little bit of bleeding going on right here. That's because, you know, I'm not waiting between these elements. I'm just like doing them right for the sake of this video. So if you can wait between parts, then go ahead and do that. You see how the black is just spreading. But like I said, I just want to paint this video. Paint this painting and complete the video. So I have it done on time. Okay, what I'm going to do while I'm waiting for these two is go ahead and paint the leaves, because then that will give me more time and I won't have to, you know, ruin everything. Ruin absolutely everything. Okay, so I'm just going to grab, I didn't like that green I used earlier. So I'm just going to dip into whatever random greens I have and see what I can come up with. Or I'm going to add some blue into my green and make it, yeah, darker. That's how I like it. And then we'll add some light ones too. Okay, now the leaves are kind of going to help tie this thing together. And because I'm using such a dark green, I want to be careful. I don't want to just overwhelm this painting, because, you know, your eyes are going to go straight to the darkest parts. So my dark green leaves are going to be limited. I don't know if I'm repeating myself on this video, but if you don't know how to paint leaves, or if you need help, or if you need a refresher, I believe I do have a how to paint leaves video. It's been a while since I've uploaded anything on here, so that's what I'm like. I think I do, but I think I do. Okay, how about one more here, and then we'll move on to a lighter green. I'm just doing these quick strokes, and as I come towards the end of the stroke, I just lift my brush off the paper a little bit, and that gives that pointed, you know, tapered, not twig, I don't know, not a branch, I don't know, thingy coming off the leaf. Okay, well, let's move on to a lighter green, and then I can get back to this has a really light green. Look how pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I think I want to pull, actually I want to pull out up here. Let me see. So I'm going to just do a thin curved line. And just do maybe smaller leaves. And then here I can do a bigger one. Then I think I'm gonna add some berries somewhere. I'll do this little one right there. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. Now I'm going to, and I did the leaves in a size, using a size 8 brush. Going back to my size 4 for the fine lines. So you can't really see because the camera's not showing that much, but I am supporting my hand like this because I don't want to touch the painting with my painting hand and smear everything, right? So I'm just supporting it so that it is higher up. And okay, I'm gonna do this one too, since and the outline, light outline. And then just a few thicker strokes. Okay. I'm going to go back in and do the yellows, adding some browns to the yellows. And not too watery like this one. Just dab, dab, dab. This one is still wet, that's okay. Okay, maybe I'm like erasing with my finger. I should use a paper towel and dab, but I could do that all day. That's so much fun. Dipping a darker color into a lighter color. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Okay. And then I'm going to, almost done, just adding the highlight with that white. I showed you last time. Like I said, I like to add it right next to the dark. And look how much lighter the dark got. So watercolor always dries a little or significantly lighter than what it looks like initially when you put it down on paper. But I like it. Oh, I was gonna add berries. Okay, almost done, almost done. So just sticking with my size 4, I think I'm gonna go for like yellow because I have some yellow there. And how about up here? It's 3. How about down here? I'm trying to do odd numbers, right? 4, not odd. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. And then I don't have a finer brush than that, but we're gonna pretend. We're gonna pretend that the brush is fine. And gonna add little stems, teeny tiny, barely there stems to those. Okay, and just because it's bugging me, I'm gonna go in here and add another leaf just to cover up some of the whites. So you know, the leaves are under these flowers, so we can't really see them, but that's it. All right. So there's still more you can do to this, just depending on how much you want to, you know, keep playing with this. There's always more. You can add like highlights to the leaves like I'm doing. You can add more contrast to the leaves. You can add highlights to the berries once they've dried. So yeah, that's how you build onto your painting. Okay. All right, so thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the comments and appreciation I've received through the year of not posting anything. It's really motivated me to get back into painting and recording and uploading videos. And I hope that you continue to support me, and I hope that you at least pick up your brushes and just paint. It's really good for our mental health, like I always say. So this was part 2 of the part 1 practice video. If you enjoyed it, please do give me a follow, leave me a comment. I try to respond to every single comment. I do not even get that much, so that's not even a problem. So say hi, tell me where you are in your painting journey, and tell me what you want to see me teach. I'd love some ideas and inspiration. That always makes it so much easier to, you know, come up with a video. So yeah, take good care of yourselves, and thank you for watching. Bye.